Hello, 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 and welcome to People Talk Now. I'm your host, Vanessa Herrera, and this is a show where you ask about it and I talk about it. And welcome to episode 25. 25 episodes in, you guys. Yes. And let's not forget that we are constantly trying to change the pace out here on what these people are calling better days. So let's get right into it. So for today's episode, before I dive in, I'm about to dive in. So I don't know where everybody's en route to this morning, but I just wanted to say that I hope wherever you're going, whether it's to work, to your job, to school, to your mother's, to your father's, to a family member's house, to a job interview, whatever it is, I hope that you're doing it with the best of intentions and that you're giving it your 100% and that you're focusing on the right now, because that's what's going to ultimately just make everything just so simplistic in your life. And speaking of simplicity, I wanted to share some tricks that can make new habits stick, right? Because everybody knows that every year when the new year starts, we start coming up with all these New Year's resolutions that we're going to do and how we're going to stick through them. But this is the year 2020. A lot of shit has happened in 2020, you guys. A lot of things have been changing. It's some crazy shit, you know? I hear friends or certain people, you know, that I follow on Instagram, and they're always talking about retrograde and the new moon this and that. And honestly, I'm starting to believe that shit, like, wholeheartedly. And it's just crazy because, you know, sometimes I think, wouldn't it be nice to have everything just run on autopilot? Like our chores, our exercise, eating healthy, and just getting your work done. Everything just happening automatically. Like, wouldn't that just be so fucking nice, right? And there's a way that we can change our mentality when it comes to that. Now, unless they manage to invent some kind of fucking magical robot servants that does all your work, that isn't going to disappear overnight, it's better that we just program our own selves, our behaviors, to create those new habits to take out the struggle in life, okay? So, all it's going to take is a little small amount of initial discipline. That's it. And we can begin to create a new habit that's going to require very little effort to maintain. Now, I'm going to give you some tips of how we can get started on that. So I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about ways that we can create these new habits to stick. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and discuss how we can stay calm and cool when we're extremely stressed. And in a world where there's technology, where there's constant, phone alerts, email alerts, there's always the commercials on TV, the radio, something is always trying to get our attention. Something is always managing to just stress us the fuck out. And it's true. Like, we are just people that, I don't know, man. It seems like we're evolving into just these ADHD fucking society. But I won't go too far into that. So yeah, let me get started and let me share some things. I don't know if you have coffee in your mouth. I hope you're not around your grandmother, listening to me saying fuck this and fuck that. But this is what we do on People Talk Now. We just talk, okay? We say what's on our mind, and we have no censorship on this show, okay? We say what we feel. And I would hope that you go out there and you do the same thing. So, happy fucking Wednesday if I haven't said it. First of all, it's always good for you or for us, because it's a we thing. We commit to 30 days. I used to read a lot of books way back when that would say that it takes about 21 days to create a new habit. And it's true. I tried that with a lot of things and it actually worked. I tried it with eating, I tried it with meditating, and it works. So I would say 3 to 4 weeks is all the time that you need to make a habit automatic. And if you can make it through the initial conditioning phase, it becomes much easier to you. It almost becomes like part of you. So I would say a month is a good block of time to commit to a change, since it does fit into our calendar. We have phones, we can input that. Deep, bloop, doop, 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 beep, beep, beep. Okay. Secondly, make it daily. I always talk about this, whether it's through my fitness or it's eating. I always say that consistency is critical if you want to make a habit stick. So if you want to start exercising and going to the gym every day for your first 30 days, going a couple of times a week will make it harder for you to form that habit. Why? Because the following week, your body's going to be like, okay, so, we're not really doing it that much. So it's just kind of like, why do I have to do it? No. Activities you do once every few days are trickier to lock in as habits. But if you start doing these things every single fucking day, like the way that we breathe, well, no shit. Of course, it's going to become part of your habits. So keep that into consideration when you're trying to make a new habit stick. And again, number 3, I would say start simple. Start small. Take a little tiny infant step. Don't try to completely change your life in one day and then be like, holy fucking shit, why couldn't I do it? Well, no shit. You're trying to freaking kick the world with your foot, okay? Now, it's easy to get overmotivated and take on too much because you're just like, you have all the energy packed in that day and you just want to get it done. You're like, I got this. But again, it's easy to just get overmotivated and take on too much. So if you want to study 2 hours a day, first make the habit to go for 30 minutes and build on that. Start with 30 minutes a day. Everybody's different. I told myself, okay, I'm going to read, I'm trying to finish a book. And I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and read 27 pages a day. And some people were like, holy shit, Vanessa, 27 pages a day. Where I'm getting at is if you're not a reader, I would honestly say start with 2 pages a day, 3 pages. Shit, people spend about 20 minutes on the shitter texting on their phones. You could be reading. You could be informing yourself and growing as a person and becoming better. You're welcome. Okay? We got the energy today, y'all. We have the energy today because I'm just trying to make you guys understand that I could do it, you could do it, anybody can do it. I came up with this new thing that I really love, and it's replace I deserve with I appreciate. Because when we start telling ourselves this whole well, I deserve this, right? And sure, if you worked your ass off for it, of course, yeah, sure, everybody deserves things. But that's to say that there's a lot of people in the world that deserve things, you know what I mean? But not everybody gets what they deserve. So it's just kind of like, it makes you sound kind of selfish, you know what I mean? But when you start replacing that, because that to me, it kind of sounds a little negative. Honestly, when you start saying, well, I deserve this, or I don't deserve to be going through that, and I don't this, and I don't that. Well, life just happens, okay? There's no scripture for it. It just happens. So I would just say, I appreciate. Let's switch those 2 words out. Instead of saying, I deserve this, I deserve that, say, I appreciate what you do. I appreciate my life for this and that, and you will see how much positive it will start to reciprocate in your life. Okay, so remind yourself, around 2 weeks into your commitment, it can be easy to forget because it happens to all of us. We start kind of slacking off, like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I'll do it later, and then later turns into tomorrow, and tomorrow turns into the next day. So place reminders to execute your habit each day, or you might miss a few days, and you don't want that to happen. If you start missing time, honestly, it's just going to defeat the whole purpose of setting a habit to begin with. So, again, I always say this to people, and someone said it to me, and he knows who he is if he's listening to this. Shout out to you, wink, wink. Is that use technology to your advantage. Definitely, set reminders on your phone. If you set a timer to wake up anyways every day, right? Our body is our alarm already. Like once you start building that habit of waking up early at the crack of dawn, guess what? Your body's going to start waking up early at the crack of dawn. So I would just say, do that. Set reminders on your phone, whatever it is, the habit that you're trying to create. I would say, okay, set a reminder to go to the gym at this time for X amount of minutes, whatever it may be. Start small. Stay consistent. The more consistent your habit is, the easier it'll be to stick to it because you're just going to feel good about it. You're going to know, your body internally is going to know that you're doing it. Your body's going to know I'm eating good. Your body's going to know, okay, we've been going to the gym 5 days a week. Like, goddamn, I feel good. I want to eat good. I'm starting to feel better, more energized, good about myself. I'm starting to read this book. I'm starting to become more informed. I'm starting to feel more positive about learning new things and becoming a better person. So if you want to start exercising, try going at the same time every day. If that's the time of the day that makes you feel good, then do that time of the day. But do the same place for your 30 days. And when cues like the time of the day, place, and circumstances are the same in each case, it is easier to stick to it. Because we are creatures of habit. Okay, we are. So when we if we're going to be creatures of habit, well, goddamn, let's build good habits for ourselves. It's not hard. This is what I would suggest. Get a buddy, okay? Get a buddy. Find someone who's willing to go along with you and keep you motivated if you feel like quitting. Because you guys know that if you had me going to the gym, there would be no way in hell that I would let you quit. Never. It wouldn't happen. Just not. You need somebody to pump you up, your hype girl, your hype man, whatever. Even if it's your grandma, if it's your mom, it's your coworker, it's your boss, someone saying like, hey, didn't you say that you were going to go do this? Tell somebody so that someone can help you be accountable, okay? Even if it's your Facebook, your Instagram buddies, let them know, tell them to chew you out. Form a trigger. A trigger is a ritual you use right before executing your habit. So say if you kind of wanted to wake up earlier, this could mean waking up at exactly the same way each morning. If you wanted to quit smoking, you would practice snapping your fingers each time you felt the urge to pick up a cigarette. Or, maybe dip your hands in some hot water. I don't fucking know, but whatever tickles your fancy. Replace lost needs. Okay, so let's say if you're giving up something in your habit, and you got to make sure that you're adequately replacing any needs that you've lost. So if you're watching television, if watching television gave you a way to relax, right? You're watching television, you're watching your favorite show. I don't know what people watch these days, but say you're watching The Walking Dead or some shit like that. You could take up meditation or reading as a way to replace that same need, right? Just find something else to do. Replace the need to do that. Be imperfect, right? Because who the fuck wants to be perfect? Don't expect all your attempts to change habits to be successful immediately because it's not going to happen. Don't set that kind of expectation on yourself to fail. It took me quite a bit of tries before I started to exercise regularly. And now I fucking love it. So I would just say, try your best, but expect a few bumps along the way, okay? Just don't think that it's going to happen in the blink of an eye. Okay, use the word but. When you start to think negative thoughts, use the word but to interrupt it, right? So say you're going to say, I'm no good at this, but if I work at it, I might get better later. Okay, that's a simple one. That's not hard. Just find a way to get yourself back into it so you don't have to feel that undefeated feeling. Remove temptation, okay? Restructure your environment so that it won't tempt you in the first 30 days. Remove junk food from your house, cancel your cable subscription, throw out the cigarettes you don't want to struggle with with the willpower later on. Everybody has bad habits that they want to break. There's something in your life right now that's dragging you down. And you're like, why, for the love of God, can I stop doing this, right? Well, let's do it together. Let's get into the new and improved you by starting with these little habits. There's these tricks that I'm trying to share with you so that you can start to change that. And associate with some role models. Spend more time with people who model the habits you want to mirror, right? So a recent study found that having an obese friend indicate you were more likely to become fat. So you become what you spend time around, okay? So be very mindful of who you are spending your time with. And just be mindful of that. Because if you spend time with people who are always saying, I can't, it's hard. Of course, guess what? That's what you're going to start taking out of your vocabulary. You're going to be like, well, I couldn't possibly. When you should be saying, I can, I will, and I must. Run it as an experiment. Withhold judgment until after a month has passed and use it as an experiment in behavior. Experiments can fail. We all know that, but they just have different results. So it will give you a different perspective on changing your habit. Okay? And finally, in the end sequence, with an image of yourself in a highly positive state, see yourself picking up the cigarette, see yourself putting it down and snapping your fingers. Finally, visualize yourself running and breathing free. Do it a few times until you automatically go through the pattern before executing the old habit. So it's kind of like an exercise that you visualize yourself performing the bad habit, right? But then next, you visualize yourself pushing aside the bad habit and performing an alternative. You get what I mean? So it's just kind of like a way of saying like, yo, this is a straight swish. Like I shot this shot and it fucking went in the hoop and I got this and I'm not worried about anything. And this could be for any habit, anything that you're trying to just create a better one. Write it down. I always say this. I am a big advocate for people writing down their feelings, writing down your plans, your goals, whatever it may be, whether you're sad, happy, angry, motivated, inspired. A piece of paper with a resolution on it isn't that important. Writing that resolution is. Writing kind of makes your ideas more clear and focuses on your end result all the time. So these are really super easy, helpful ways that can definitely kind of get you into the loop of what I'm talking about here with these building good habits. So knowing the benefits, to familiarize yourself with the benefits of making a change, I always say this, get books that show the benefits of regular exercise. Notice any changes in energy levels after you take on a new diet. Come on, I have always talked to you guys about this, like what happened, how I started feeling once I started implementing a plant-based lifestyle, along with exercise, like the energy levels that I have. So imagine getting beher grades after improving your study habits. These are things to think about. You have to change your habits in order to change your life. Know the pain. You should also be aware of the consequences. Basically, exposing yourself to a realistic information about the downsides of not making a change will give you added motivation. You know what I mean? And do it for yourself. Don't worry about all the things you should, and I'm doing the quotey fingers, have as habits. Instead, tool your habits towards your goals and the things that motivate you. Weak and guilty and empty resolutions aren't enough. So yes, you need a solid system, and those are ways that you can kind of start helping yourself. So just keep that in mind. Don't give up. Now that I've kind of went over some of those things that you can try and do, I would say just start. Start today. Start right after this podcast. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how to stay calm and cool when you are extremely stressed, okay? This is the other part of my podcast that I really wanted to share with you guys because some of these are really easy and helpful tips. Or maybe they're not when you're stressed. Okay, so I get it. Sometimes being in a hurry all the time drains your energy. You're just like, holy shit, you're rushing off out of the door. You're trying to get to work on time. You're trying to meet the expectations of your bosses, of your professors, of like who knows, wherever it may be. I get that. And your work and your routine life make you feel overwhelmed sometimes. And I get that. Getting caught up in things beyond your control stresses you out. And I get that. But if you want to try to stay cool in stressful situations, here's how I stay calm in 8 easy steps. Okay, so for starters, breathe, okay? I said this previously when I first started this podcast. Breathe. Just in and out. The next time you're faced with a stressful situation that makes you just want to hurry, stop what you're doing for 1 minute. I guarantee it, just 1 minute, and perform the following steps. Take 5 deep breaths in and out. Your belly should come forward with each inhale. Do them with me. 2 more. One more. Wow. Didn't that feel good? Imagine all that stress leaving your body with each inhale and exhale. Smile. Fake it if you have to, honestly. It's pretty hard to stay grumpy when you have a goofy smile on your face or a weird expression, It's kind of like, what the hell am I doing with this expression on my face? Can somebody tell me? But it's kind of hard to stay upset. Feel free to repeat the steps for every few hours at work or at home if you need to. Honestly, it's not going to hurt. Number 2, loosen up. Okay, shake your shoulders. Shake them. After your breathing session, perform a quick body scan and identify any areas that are tight in your body or tense. Whether you have a clenched jaw, whether your shoulders feel rounded, anything else that isn't easy on you, doesn't feel loosened up, well, gently touch or massage any part of your body that's under tension to encourage total relaxation. Okay? Now, it might help to imagine you're in a place that calms you, a beach, a hot tub, or a nature trail, for example. I don't know. Maybe it's in the bed with your spouse. Whatever brings you joy, just do it. Chew slowly. Slow down at the dinner table if you want to learn to be patient and lose weight. Shoveling your food down as fast as you can and a surefire way to eat is a surefire way to eat more than you need to and find yourself with a bellyache. So let's not do that. Be a mindful eater. Who pays attention to the taste, the texture, the aroma of every dish? Chew slowly while you try to guess all of the ingredients that were used to prepare your dish. And chewing slowly, honestly, will also reduce those dreadful late night cravings that sneak up on you, whether you're at work or home or wherever. Wherever. Let go. Cliche as it sounds, it's very effective, honestly. The things that seem like the end of the world right now, it's not. I promise you it's not, okay? I've been there. I'm just like, holy fuck, Armageddon's about to happen right now. I don't know if that's the right analogy, but it helps, okay? Stressing and worrying about the situation you're in won't do any good because you're already in it. So just let it go, okay? You're welcome. De nada. I'm going to learn more languages. You guys are going to see. You're going to be like, how did you manage that? But trust me, I got you. Enjoy the journey, you guys. Focusing on the end result can quickly become exhausting, okay? Because like I always tell you guys in some of my previous episodes is that yesterday already happened and tomorrow doesn't exist. So focus on right now. Chasing a bold, crazy goal that's going to require a lot of time and patience, split it into several mini goals. So you'll have several causes for celebration. And stop focusing on negative thoughts. Let them go. Giving yourself consistent positive feedback, telling yourself that you appreciate yourself, basically will help you grow patience, stay encouraged, and find more joy in the process of achieving your goals. And look at the big picture. The next time you find your stress level skyrocketing, take a deep breath, like we practiced a little bit ago, and ask yourself, will this matter to me next week? Will this matter to me next month? Next year, for that matter? Will it even matter? In 10 years, will it matter? Hint, no, it won't. I bet most of the stuff that stresses you won't matter the next week, maybe not even the next day. So stop agonizing over things you can't control because you're only hurting yourself. And you deserve so much more than that. And you have to learn to be able to say, I appreciate myself. Number 7, stop demanding perfection of yourself. You're not perfect, and that's okay. Show me a person who claims to be perfect, and I'll show you a dirty little liar. And demanding perfection of yourself or anybody else will only stress you out because it just isn't possible. And number 8, practice patience every day. Have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. Such an amazing quote that I really love. Here's a few easy ways you can practice patience every day, increasing your ability to remain calm and cool in times of stress. The next time you go to a grocery store, get in the longest line. That's right, I said it. You're probably like, bitch, what did you just say to me? Get in the longest line? And I'm hungry. I feel you. Instead of going through the drive-thru at your bank, go inside. You're like, what, bitch? I need my money now. And take a long walk through a secluded park or trail. Just make sure it's not in the dark place. I don't want to be held responsible if you get a beat down because I love you too much. I don't want to see you get hurt. Okay? So those are just things to think about. And, they're easy. And here are my honest final thoughts on this. Staying calm in stressful situations is possible. All you need is just some daily practice. And this all goes hand in hand with what I was talking about in building those habits, to creating those good habits that'll stick. Taking deep breaths and eating mindfully are some simple ways to train your brain to be more patient. But changing the way you think of a situation and staying positive are the most important in keeping cool whenever you feel overwhelmed and stressful. So just keep that in mind when you're in those super duper crazy situations. Just think about me, do your breathing exercises. Think about, will it matter the next day, the next week, month, 10 years from now? You have to ask yourself those hard questions to be able to bring yourself back and center yourself. You know what I mean? To get your power back. So yeah, I really hope that any of the things I said today helped you in some shape, way, or form, and that you give me some feedback. And as always, I always welcome feedback. You can email me at peopletalknow@hotmail.com and just be like, Vanessa, this is your advice helped me or it didn't, or if you have some suggestions, I'm always welcoming and opening up for new suggestions. So I really, really hope some of these things helped. Also, there's a quick little book suggestion that I have for you guys, and it's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One. I haven't read it in all its entirety, but from the little bit that I have read, it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And he's one of the best-selling authors of Evolve Your Brain. So if you really get the chance to get the book, order it on Amazon, I would highly suggest it. I'm reading so much right now, and there's only so much one person can intake at once. So like I said, start with small steps. Right now, I'm reading another book called You Can Fix Your Brain. I'm sure you guys saw me post about it a couple times and whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, definitely check that book out. Look at the reviews, see if it's worth getting if you don't believe me. But definitely it's worth checking out, you guys. And, when it comes to like ourselves and like improving ourselves, honestly, I always say like nothing is too much, nothing is too little. Whatever you feel is going to get you on the track to where you need to be, then that's where you need to put your investment into. You know what I mean? So before I get into the joke of the day and the word of the day, I wanted to share with you guys really quick. So next month on March 2nd, Outlook Restaurant in downtown LA is going to be having a open mic. And I'm not sure if anybody is interested, but everybody is welcome. It's going to be from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So bring your friends, bring your family. Again, it's going to be at Outlook Restaurant. It's spelled AULAC, and it's a vegan restaurant. But of course, everybody's welcome. It doesn't matter if you're not vegan. The more people that come, the merrier. You're just welcome to come enjoy and have some food and just enjoy and have a good time and get to experience other people performing different things. And of course, you're also more than welcome to sign up. But the directions to Outlook Restaurant are 710 West 1st Street, and that's in Los Angeles. And yeah, so again, you guys, it's going to be from 8 to 10 p.m. on March 2nd. And you are more than welcome to come and hang out. And spread love and positivity. And as always, you guys are freaking awesome. I love talking and hanging out with you guys. And thank you so much for all my loyal listeners and supporters who listen to me week in and week out. We are 25 weeks into this, and I couldn't feel more happy and more blessed and appreciative to be able to have an outlet to express myself to you and everyone else out there that's listening to me. This brings me happiness. Like I love doing this. I really love doing this. So let's get into the word of the day. Actually, let's start with the joke of the day. Let's start with that. So here is the joke. So I went down the street to a 24-hour grocery store. And when I got there, the guy was locking the front door. I said, "Hey, that sign says you're open 24 hours. And he says, "Yeah, but not in a row." What kind of shit is that? Honestly. Okay, you guys. So, on to the word of the day. So, today's word of the day is acumen. Acumen. The definition of acumen means keenness and depth of perception, discernment, or discrimination, especially in practical matters. Did you know a keen mind and a sharp wit can pierce the soul as easily as a needle passes through cloth? Remember that analogy between a jabbing needle and a piercing perception, and you will readily recall the history of acumen. Our English word retains the spelling and figurative meaning of its direct Latin ancestor, a term that literally means sharp point. Latin acumen traces to the verb accure, which means to sharpen. It is related to acus, the Latin word for needle. In its earliest English uses, acumen referred to specifically to a sharpness of wit. In modern English, it conveys the sense that someone is perceptive enough to grasp a situation quickly and clever enough to apply the ability. What do you say to that? Vanessa B. Acumen through this lifetime. I don't even know if I'm pretty sure I didn't use that right, but I felt like I did. Again, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, you guys, if you have any questions, if you have any ideas or things that you want me to talk about, feel free to message me. I have all kinds of platforms. You can follow me on YouTube now. I have a YouTube channel, and all these episodes, all 25 episodes are on YouTube. And you can look me up on there. People Talk Now. Subscribe, share with your family, tell everybody. The more people know about this, the better. And yeah. And also you can email me at peopletalknow@hotmail.com. And if you want to be a co-host, you want to be part of the show, perhaps you would like to get interviewed, we can make that happen. And as always, you guys, don't hesitate to message me. I also have an Instagram account, People Talk Now, and DM you, girl. Share me anything. And if there is something that you would like to be shared, hashtag People Talk Now, and I'll share it. I'll share the love, okay? I'll go ahead and give you the shout out that you so rightfully deserve. And as always, you guys, it's been a real freaking slice. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I really hope that everyone has a beautiful, fantastic Wednesday morning. And yeah, have a kick-ass fucking Wednesday, you guys. Bye.